Hello? What happened?
Hello? This is
Hi.
the Kingdom Hall Jehovah's Witnesses. How may I help you?
Oh, great. Thanks. I just have a quick question I was wondering if someone could help me with.
Oh, I will be trying my best. I'll tell you that much.
I'm just doing some research on religion, and I found this quote that someone said. I just wanted to know if you guys could. Is there a way you have of checking things like that? Hello?
Quotes specifically?
Yeah, from the Watchtower. It's kind of oldish, so I can't find the original magazine.
What you can do, and this is something that can help you. We have our library now online. You can go to our website, jw.org, and then you can actually, if you already know the magazine specifically, you can download it there, a PDF for free, no cost whatsoever, any publications that we have. And if you want to have maybe something more specific, you can go to our Watchtower Online Library, which is wol.jw.org.
Well, I'm familiar with those, and the thing is, this one goes a little bit before the ones they have posted. They don't post all their publications.
They are.
No, it's from 1941. They could easily do that, but
I know in English they have it. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. What's your name, ma'am?
Christine.
Christine. Question: do we have a 1949?
41.
Do you know the 1941 articles online? Just give me 1 second.
Oh, sure.
Hold on 1 second.
Sure.
Hold on. Okay, let me ask you something. What was the quote?
Oh, the quote is where the leader, he was the leader at that time, Judge Rutherford, he was talking about women, and he said, you wouldn't want to be tied down with a stack of bones and a hank of hair.
Okay, so let me ask you something. You read that quote on our magazine?
Yeah, well, it was online. Someone else quoted it, and I'm just fact-checking, because it's really good to fact-check things, to not just trust,
definitely.
What someone says. He said other things, too, about women. He used that phrase several times, I think, and he had kind of advocated, he didn't live with his own wife, and he also advocated, not having children till the new system a couple of times in his writings. So, I don't know. But I'm just kind of fact-checking to see if that really is in there. It's the Watchtower, 1941, September 15th, page 287 is what the reference I see. But, I don't have the original, so I don't want to say anything until I know for sure.
Definitely. You know what? We have, when you go to the jw.org, at the bottom of the page, you say contact us, and you can call our office directly. And actually, they are some of our brothers that actually they help you with the fact checking, and they will most likely they have the library, they have the information. Because sometimes in our magazines, in our Watchtower, we post on the actual on today's Watchtower something that was say back in 1980 something, back on 1914, back on 1919, back on whatever those years was. So they can help you if you give them
well, the last time I had a question on my research about religion, they said they don't take questions anymore over the phone. Write a letter. I was just hoping I could get a little faster. I thought you guys had them in your library, maybe.
I do.
Maybe you don't.
We do have a library, but we have it from 1950.
Oh, but I mean, don't some of the Kingdom Halls have an actual library with the actual books? Not
all of them, because like I say, most of them are online. We do have books, but like I say, a lot of those books, mostly they are 1950 because, a lot of information it has changed, and I can see
really?
Yes, and no, a lot of information. What I meant was...
wow. You mean they used to teach the wrong thing?
Yes.
Oh,
back in the,
and they called themselves God's only channel of... They called themselves the truth at that time, right? That's really
Yes.
interesting.
And
they can teach wrong things, and that's okay?
Well, like I say, because you've been, and I can tell that you've been actually studying or history.
Right.
One of the books you can look into it calls Proclaimers, and it's free.
Oh,
and
yeah, that one. Book, that leaves out so many great details. That's just kind of that's a company line kind of, advertising book. They don't really tell. Like for example, let me ask you, do you know what Russell was predicting for 1914?
Yeah.
What?
That he was going to heaven at the time, by 1919. Yeah.
Oh, that's just
we
one
know
thing.
History.
No, I mean 1914. What was his predictions for 1914?
That they were going to heaven at that moment.
That could be one of them, but what else? I mean, that's just a very minor thing. What about the destruction of all Christendom in 1914?
Yes. That is true.
The end of Armageddon? The end of all governments?
Yeah, that is true.
And the beginning of paradise. When did Russell believe?
But not only in 1914, but also in 1919.
Right,
in 1924.
He was wrong about that too. When did he?
It is.
Yeah, and he said that you could get more light by reading his books than just by reading the Bible.
Yeah.
So light could be totally false. He gave false.
That's the reason why. That is true.
Wow. And can other organizations do that? False prophesy, and it's okay?
That's up to them. We don't.
Well, I'm asking you a thought-provoking question there. I'm not asking what they think about it.
We can fact check them. We're not about that. We try to be careful what we teach, and that's the reason why it's true. Really? We did say those books, but actually in our books it mentioned this is what we did, this is what we said, this is what we believe. Yeah. But that has changed. So we're not hiding anything.
What's false prophesying that Jesus warned about then? According to you, it doesn't exist or it doesn't apply.
What's that?
Jesus warning about many false prophets will arise and deceive many.
Yes, that is true.
So, but that doesn't apply to that for some reason. How do you reconcile that? It applies to the origins of your organization. They were just an offshoot of the Millerite movement, the Adventists that were crazed with date setting. Yeah. Well, he was humiliated.
Our information is up there. Our information is online. And I can tell that, and I'm glad that you do, like you say, fact checking, and I'm really happy about that. And that's one of the things that we don't force anybody to study the Bible with us.
No, I wasn't even discussing about that. But I'm just talking about the claims that he made, that he was the truth.
Oh,
and
yeah,
he was called,
it happened.
He was the faithful and discreet slave of that time.
Yes.
Was he discreet?
That. Ma'am, we're not denying that.
Oh, many witnesses do deny it. It would take a lot of, mental manipulation for you to still believe it was the restoration of truth with so much falsehood, right?
I know.
How do you reconcile that in your thoughts?
Well, like I say, and I'm sure that you already read that before, we have our new magazines that actually mention it, that we did make a mistake believing on those things.
No, actually, David Splain in the broadcast
Let me ask you something.
They were the only ones that recognized the presence by the sign, when they had actually believed Jesus had already come in 1874. So what you're saying about honesty really isn't even true either,
Well, let me ask you something.
Sure.
I know you do a fact checking that, and I can tell that. Have you ever studied with the witnesses before?
Just to try to reach them for Christ.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, thank you, though. And I know that you do your work and you fact checking too much and all information.
Is it hard? It seems like you've kind of looked more into, outside sources too, because what you're telling me you don't usually get from their sources. Are you trapped because of shunning?
Let me ask you something. And
you don't want to answer that.
What's that?
Are you trapped in the organization because of shunning?
No, that's funny. Not really.
It's not actually funny because there's tons of people that are, and the way we can tell is they post inside documents before you guys even know about them.
Have you ever come to our meetings before?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So did any force you to stay?
No, but I'm not baptized, having grown up in it and got baptized when I was 10. So that's how they trap people.
So you grew up as a witness.
Oh no, I didn't. I said I didn't, and that's why I did. I'm not trapped. You know, the chief counsel in Australia called it a captive organization during the investigation.
Well, you know, they have caused a lot of things. You know,
right?
We don't force anybody, but you know, like I say, I
know a man that hasn't even seen his grandchildren ever. His 3 grandchildren, because his daughter is shunning him.
Why is that?
Because he left the organization.
Wow.
Because they were hiding pedophiles in the congregation, so he left. He didn't do anything bad.
Wow.
You know, you sound like you're from Mexico, like, right? Spanish speaking. I mean, I heard you all aren't as open to shunning because you're so family oriented. So it must really bother you.
Why it will bother me when we're trying to serve God?
You serve God by not talking to people just because they don't want to be in the watchtower?
We go door to door. What are you talking about?
Shunning your own family.
We have open assemblies. It's open to the public.
They praised a 10-year-old girl for shunning her sister in one of the videos.
Well, man, I can tell that we're going nowhere with this conversation. You already have your point of view on organization, and nothing I can do about it. I know that for a fact. I'm not going to change your mind.
It probably won't bother you what Rutherford says about women.
Have a good day, man.
Check out the YouTube channel called Jehovah's Witnesses Testimonies.